It's a good feeling to know that you can safely enjoy your neighborhood with family and friends. It's peace of mind to know that you live in a city that values its parks, improves its infrastructure, welcomes new business and development. But unknown to many, there's a hidden danger just below the surface in every town that, if exposed, may dramatically disrupt life on every corner. All it takes is one person who decides to risk it all without taking the time to make one free phone call. Pipelines have been broken, leveling entire city blocks, homes, and valuable property because no one called. Gas lines have ruptured, destroying equipment and emergency communications because no one called. Water lines have been severed, seriously disrupting service to thousands of homes and businesses because no one called. And tragically, hundreds of innocent people have been injured and killed because no one called. Sadly, almost all of the costly accidents might have been prevented had the homeowner, contractor, or professional excavator made one very important phone call to Dig Alert. Underground Service Alert is a nonprofit mutual benefit organization. Membership consists of cities, counties, public utilities, water agencies, cable television operators, and others who have underground facilities. Its sole purpose is to ensure that all underground facilities are properly located and marked, preventing costly damages and service interruptions.
Safe digging is everybody's responsibility, and Underground Service Alert makes it very easy to do. Just call Dig Alert 2 working days in advance of your excavation, and we'll go to work for you. Whether you're involved in a small backyard project on private property or a large commercial excavating contract, one toll-free call can keep you, the job site, the neighborhood, and the city safe from unexpected disruptions or disasters.
Fire department. Yeah, we have an explosion. Is it on Venice Boulevard? Ma'am, yes, the whole street of Venice is blazing.
In 1976, a Los Angeles construction crew was at work on Venice Boulevard in Culver City when they accidentally hit a petroleum pipeline.
At first, the heat was so intense that it was very difficult to get near the fire.
The fireball roared over 200 feet into the air, fed by liquid gasoline pumping at 400 gallons a minute. Culver City Fire Department photographer Brian Hamer witnessed the devastation.
Cars were caught in the midst of the fire, had melted down. Houses and buildings all along Venice Boulevard were fully involved in fire. It was a very devastating situation, very much like a war zone.
The firestorm killed 9 people, and an entire city block was burned to the ground, causing millions of dollars worth of damage. 3 months after the disaster, Underground Service Alert was formed.
As safety director for Roll Construction, having 40-some jobs going on in various counties all over Southern California, having Dig Alert and the one-call system is critical to what I do. I mean, it's a resource that I can't live without.
It truly is simple, but since its beginning and millions of phone calls to Underground Service Alert, nearly half of all damages in Southern California are still caused by unintentional dig-ins by uninformed or non-compliant citizens.
Our main repairs during the day are because people don't call in for Dig Alert. When we have a B&B, a broken and blowing gas main, and our crews respond to those, most of the time it's from just a service that somebody's doing something in their yard and really didn't even realize that they were supposed to call.
Digging without dialing Dig Alert is simply dangerous.
Failure to pick up the phone and call can cause extended disruptions to cable services and fiber optic lines that carry millions of calls, including emergency 911 service.
Let's say you dig into a fiber optics line that controls banking. That's very expensive. Some fiber lines can be as much as $1 million an hour, and that's a lot of money to deal with in court.
There's also the real possibility of electrocution and explosion from striking a gas, power, or overhead electric facility.
Our facilities are energized electrical lines. If you contact an electrical line with a piece of machinery, you could get electrocuted. From the standpoint of our own construction, it's very important because we need to know where things that could cause injury to our employees are or that could cause problems for our customers. If we were to hit a gas line, our employees could be injured. If we were to hit a water line, you could disrupt the water service, you could cause a big sinkhole in the street, and it would delay the construction. Everything would be more expensive. People would be injured.
The process is simple. If you plan to dig, just call Dig Alert at least 2 working days prior to breaking ground.
When our customer service reps take the Dig Alert, it's just one part of the process in trying to prevent the damages to underground lines. Once this occurs, the locator can then do an accurate locate of where his underground lines are.
Jerry Davis is a locator for San Diego Gas and Electric.
My job is very important. Prevents the homeowner or the contractor from actually digging into our utilities, getting hurt, damaging property, or it's also just to protect our own stuff. We have people that rely on our service. For a contractor to just go out there and start digging anywhere it's a big liability for him. Whether it be fiber optics, natural gas lines, one wrong shovelful of dirt, he can dig right through a gas line, which in turn could explode.
When you call, have all of the pertinent dig information available. You will then receive a Dig Alert ticket number. That's all it takes to be in compliance with the law. It's that simple. Within 2 working days prior to the start of excavation, facility field crews or locators will begin to arrive on scene to locate and mark their lines using appropriate industry-standard color codes to indicate their facilities. On unpaved areas, use other suitable markings, such as flags or stakes. It's very important for contractors to honor the designated dig site.
Well, they know where our water main is. They know where the water service is. If the only thing that could go wrong is if their area expands, and if it does, they need to send in another dig alert because the area has expanded and they need to get us back out here to do more marking.
If there is no conflict between the delineated dig area and the facility owners will either call you or mark the area accordingly. You will then accurately hand expose to the point of no conflict within the tolerance zone, 24 inches on either side of the buried facility.
Hand exposure is very important because people, don't necessarily follow the rules or follow the standards. Things aren't at the depth that you think they're supposed to be. They might be a couple feet one way or the other. And you need to see it with your own 2 eyes to know that it's there.
If you do disobey our law here in California, you're subject to 4 sanctions. Number 1, you can be shut down and your permit revoked. Number 2, you're subject to civil penalties of up to $10,000 for negligence and up to $50,000 for knowing and willful noncompliance. Number 3, Cal OSHA can issue citations and fines. And number 4, the Contractor State License Board can not only issue you citations, but they also have the power to take away your license.
If you call before you dig, the responsibility shifts to the owner-operators of the underground lines, who are then required by law to mark their facilities prior to your excavation.
Behind us we have a 16-inch high-pressure gas line. It's about 595 pounds pressure. We take it very seriously. If somebody accidentally dug into it, it would be a disaster.
But it's also important to remember that compliant contractors must still educate their heavy equipment operators that well-marked excavation sites don't give you a free dig. You must still operate with caution and utilize proper hand exposure procedures when digging.
It helps progress the job. When the markings are correct, we can go down, find them, dig, and keep digging. Otherwise, you're digging blind, and the backhoe isn't a very good locator. It will find it, but it will tear them up also.
And best of all, the service is free.
Follow the underground service alert rules and regulations because it will save you money in the long run and save you some hardship.
Our members fully fund the One Call Center at no cost to you. Plus, they pay for their locators, the paint, and the flags. Don't hesitate to call. We can take in thousands of location requests a day and send out tens of thousands of transmissions without even taxing our equipment.
Dig Alert is the first line of defense against an underground utility accident.
Dig Alert keeps SDG&E safe, and I wouldn't show up to a job without it.
And finally, everyone must call, not just professionals.
There's danger below the ground in the form of utility lines. Hit a gas line and you might have an explosion. Cut a power line and you could be electrocuted. But as you're about to see, there is a solution, and it's free. It was supposed to be a simple project. Dig a hole and take out an annoying tree. But the workers underestimated how deep the gas line was that was next to the house, and suddenly a shovel hit it.
I was on the outside of the house, and the landscaper ran up my driveway shouting that they had cut the line. And so incidentally, at the same time was when I smelled all the gas, and something, okay, my daughter's upstairs, the windows are closed, and our house is going to blow up any minute. And so we got out of there fast.
Julie then called the gas company who fixed the line, and now she has a bill for the repairs. But it could have been much worse.
We've had cases where we've had explosions due to a leaking gas line that then in turn results in a fire, and we don't like to see that.
The fact is, not only should you call Dig Alert, you have to call Dig Alert. It's the law. And if that's not enough, think of the danger. Now, when you're digging in your yard, this is the last vehicle that you want to have pulling up to your house. But it will happen if you don't make that call before you dig. Remember, if you're going to dig, you need to call Dig Alert at least 2 days in advance. It is the law.
Rental yards are now spreading the word to landscapers and homeowners to have them call Dig Alert before digging.
Okay, so just remember, sir, before you go ahead and dig, make sure you call that 1-800 number for Dig Alert, okay? Okay. Well, we let our customers know about Dig Alert because of the danger of gas lines, water lines, electrical lines, any type of lines that might be underground when they're getting ready to do the work. So we give them, a brochure and have them call, the Dig Alert number. That way, if there's any, any problems or any danger on the ground, they'll be aware of it.
Dig Alert saves time, money, and most importantly, it minimizes injuries and saves lives.
I don't remember the last time we've had an employee injured because of a dig-in. It's helped that much.
Underground Service Alert wants to eliminate these images from the Southern California landscape. By working together and placing one toll-free call, we can achieve success.